Hi, my name's Ebony. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, then thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. Today is something a little bit different. This is the start of my reading vlog journey. So this is a weekly one of reading a few books. I'll give you my honest thoughts and opinions as I go throughout the course of the week. And I'm not going to waste any time. I'm pretty much going to get straight to the book. So if you love spooky horror thriller books, then please stick around and I'll see you on the other side. Bye. So I just finished the audiobook to You Killed Me First by John Marrs, and I did enjoy it. It's my second time reading a John Marrs book. I listened to most of it yesterday because I was driving a lot for work, and then I finished it just this morning. I thought it started really well. I love the kind of Desperate Housewives-esque, but in the English village setting. Like, I loved that because it had a lot of wit and humour. It's definitely laced throughout, so I do enjoy that. I do sometimes really enjoy a cast of characters that are very morally ambiguous and not wholly likeable, which is what we definitely get with our three main characters in this. And they're very multi-layered. Like, there's a lot to unpack, and it was unpacked. Like, I did feel sometimes, especially as it got towards the end, the last couple of hours of it, I was like, kind of dragged for me. It just kept going. There was just like more things, more added storylines, more added backstory that, I don't know, I didn't really need. It didn't add value for me to the story having this. It could have been shaved down by at least 50 pages, I reckon, in my opinion. But I did enjoy it. Like, I had a good time and I was laughing a lot. There was a lot to enjoy within this story, and yeah, I think I'll still go for another one. I think I enjoy his books. They're okay. Like, this is like a 3.5, 4-star book for me. I might have enjoyed it more actually if I'd read it. I thought the performances by the women in it were actually fantastic. I really liked them. But I don't know, I'm a physical book person. I love having my own interpretations and giving the characters my own versions of their voice, if that makes sense. So sometimes I struggle with audiobooks for that reason. I think I like to let my imagination give the voices to the characters. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel. And so sometimes I do struggle with thriller audiobooks. So anyway, it was good. So I think, yeah, 4 stars is probably where I'm landing for You Killed Me First. And then I am about 25 pages off finishing the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre. Another one that I am thoroughly enjoying. I started this maybe 2 weeks ago. It's taken me quite a while to get through, but that isn't because it's not good. It's quite chunky, and the version I've got, the writing and font is quite small, and it's just been busy. Anyway, excuses. But I am loving it. I'm hopeful it ends really well. I'm very close now. A very solid book, and I just love the setting. Like, having a massacre in a retirement home. The cast of characters in this is so good and wholesome, and it's very sad. I'm finding a lot of it quite heartbreaking, gruesome, really grisly kill scenes in this. But it's a very unique way to set up a slasher, essentially. It's like an old school slasher set in a retirement home, but with really, really lovely characters. And so it's really good. I'll give you another update when I finish that one, but thought I would at least let you know. My first one is done for this vlog, and that is You Killed Me First. I'll probably ruminate a little bit on it anyway and give you a wrap up at the end of this vlog, but yeah, I'm landing at about 4 stars, I think, for this one at the moment. Anyway, I'll talk to you in my next update. I'm getting ready for my work Christmas party, and I thought I would give you a reading update because I have finished the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre, and I loved it. It did take me quite a long time to finish, like 2 weeks to actually get through, but I was just savouring it chapter by chapter, and it's not quite a 5-star, I don't think. I think I need to sit on it a little bit longer, but I did really, really enjoy it. The characters were amazing, a very unique setting for, like, essentially a slasher. But we're following Rose Dubois is our final girl, our main character in this book, and she has her friend group at Autumn Springs, but then one day one of her friends winds up dead. They assume it's like an accident, but then the bodies keep piling up kind of thing. And she's determined with her group of friends to figure out what's going on. And it's so sad. I found it really emotional, even just finishing it, like the last couple of chapters. I don't know, especially the last couple of pages. And again, this is all spoiler free. I'm not about to start spoiling stuff. There was no unlikable characters in it, obviously apart from the killer. Our Christmas party starts like 4 p.m. So it's awkward because it's still sunny and I'm a sunscreen freak and I've got to have it on at all hours of the day. Anyway, the writing was amazing, very beautiful. There were some really heart-wrenching, heartbreaking lines throughout. I wish, it's the one time that I actually wish I annotated books. So that's saying something. I don't annotate my books. I love to live in the moment. I don't often come back to the book, if you know what I mean. But there were definitely some beautiful lines. And it just gave you, as a younger person, it gives you perspective. It was great. It had like everything I love. A bit of emotion, great characters, and murder. So I thought I'd give you a little update. I haven't decided my next book. Tonight's going to be busy, so I probably won't read for the rest of the day. So I'm glad to have finished that one off. And then I'll pick another book tomorrow morning when I'm back. But I highly recommend picking up this book. And the cover is kind of like festive. This one anyway, the one we get here in Australia, quite festive. I think I put a clip in with our Christmas tree and it looks very cute. So kind of had an Agatha Christie vibe, but Agatha Christie on like steroids. Rose was great. Sometimes I do find like older women sometimes aren't written great by men, but Philip, I think that's his name, great job. He knew who Rose was, and I was reading his acknowledgements and last thoughts, and like I really recommend reading those two when you finish the book. It's not very long, but beautifully said, beautifully done. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. Really solid book that I just loved. Yeah, it just took me a long time to read, and I don't know why. Normally this kind of book probably wouldn't take me that long, so I'm curious as to why my brain couldn't absorb more than a couple of chapters at once. Like I couldn't read more than 50 pages in a night of this book. I am someone who only really is a mood reader, and that's not really working. I'm on track to hit my goal for reading for the year, but I think in the new year I'm going to be doing monthly TBRs just to be a little bit stricter. And actually get through the books on my bookshelf because I just keep adding more and finding more, as is the way for any reader, any lover of books. So yeah, I will see you in my next update. Bye. Good morning. It is now Sunday. I haven't really updated you since Friday because yesterday I was going to take you shopping with me because me and my husband went book shopping and to see Wicked and Zootopia. So we had a really big day, but it was so busy and it was raining here, and so everyone had the same idea, so it wasn't really great for vlogging. Anyway, we went book shopping, went to 2 bookstores in the centre, and I thought I would show you what I got, and I've got to pick my next read because I'm home alone all day today. So I've got all the time in the world. I'm making my second coffee. It is 9:15 in the morning and already 30 degrees. So aircon is on, second coffee brewing, and I'm ready to pick a book. So let's talk. The first one I found is called Murder at Mistletoe Manor. 'Tis the season for murder. I wanted a Christmas themed book because I'm trying to do like a December TBR and I don't have many Christmas themed things. So I found this one. Seems very like classic Agatha Christie style. Welcome to Mistletoe Manor Hotel. 4 days before Christmas, 12 stranded strangers gather around a crackling fire, and then one of the strangers is found dead and they're locked into this hotel and it's snowing, and yeah, it's a whodunit. A who has done this? So I'm very keen for that, to add it into my December. I bought a Riley Sager book. His are okay. His books are fine. They're hit and miss for me, but this one sounds like the most up my alley out of every single one of his books, and it is the only one left. I don't think you need me to tell you much about this. It's a pretty well-known book. I am hoping this might be one of the good ones by him. And I also got Our Last Resort by Clemence McCallan. I love this cover. The colours on this are beautiful. And this is like cult vibes, like two siblings who grew up in a cult who have escaped. They're now adults. They're reconnecting when they're at this resort and a body is found. It goes into lockdown and the investigation begins, and the brother is the prime suspect, and it's like the sister trying to prove that he didn't do it. So I'm very much looking forward to this. It's a little bit different. I've heard really good things, so I'm excited to read that. And then the last one I picked up, the bookseller clocked me straight away with my, cats and books tote bag that I carry with me when I go shopping. And this is, I love Japanese cat books. And this one's called Will Prescribe You a Cat. Look at this. I love it. And I don't know much about it, but it's like a wellness center for the soul or something. And you can only find it when you really need it. Like the people that really need this place can find it, and they get prescribed a cat to help with their ailment. And that is all I needed. I was like, you've clocked me. I'm ready. And that'll be like, these are my kind of palate cleansers, not romance really. It's more like the Japanese cat books or just Japanese books and stories. I find them very beautiful and sweet and wholesome, but specifically the cats. They love cats just as much as I do. I've got to pick one to read. I think I'm going to be crazy and I'm going to read Riley Sager. It's not quite December, so I won't read Mistletoe Manor. I think I'm going to read this. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to crack open this book and I'll give you an update when I have gotten through a little bit of it. Meant to say also, another one we picked up was The Count of Monte Cristo, because we're both wanting to read more classics in 2026. And we thought this one feels like it'll be an accomplishment to tick off. But I also have heard like it's one of the best books ever. People who do finish it say it's literally one of the most life-changing novels they've read. So what we're going to do, I think, is going to read it together throughout the whole year. Like, we're not going to rush it. We're going to savor it as it was kind of intended, like released in installments when it was first written. And we're kind of going to treat it like that every month. We're going to read a little bit of The Count of Monte Cristo. So anyway, that was the other one I forgot to tell you about. So I'm going to get on with reading and actually have a reading update to give you. So I'll talk to you soon. I am about 30% through The Only One Left, and I don't want to jinx anything, but Riley might be cooking with this one. Once I got started, like, I can't stop, and I've been thinking about it all day while I'm at work. So I'm very excited to keep reading that today. I think it's going to be really good. Oh, my cat just sneezed. She's my 10-year-old girl, but she only has supervised visits outside because I don't trust her, and now she's chewing on some grass. So look at her, she's so happy. Beautiful girl. Oh, okay. We've also got some flowers growing outside at the moment. See, so pretty. And then down this way, we have a little rose bush, which is crazy. I need to plant some, because we only moved in here about 2 months ago. I need to plant some fresh herbs, which would be lovely because I love cooking. But look at this rose. We had a few more the other week, but we've had storms off and on, and so they keep dying. But this one is beautiful. In a bit of a slow reading week, if I'm honest with you, but getting there. And like I said, I think I can smash through The Only One Left tonight because husband will be at work late. So it's just me and the cats. My perfect reading situation. She yearns for the outdoors. So I've just come home from work and she's very happy. I hope you're having a great reading week, and I will catch up with you in my next reading update. So I finally actually finished The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I did it. I'm not gonna lie, I actually really liked it. So good. Actually really enjoyed myself. I think this is the best of the books of his that I've read. I've read Final Girls and Lock Every Door, and those were both like 3-star reads for me. So I was very reluctant to read this one, but the synopsis felt like it was the most up my alley. So I took a gamble, and I'm glad to say it paid off. I think for me, I really enjoyed the mystery. I love a good murder mystery. I do love like the underdog, and I suppose that's kind of what Kit, our main female character, was. She was a bit of an underdog with her own kind of sordid past, and you're trying to, like, you want to know about her stuff as well as what's going on with Lenora and the Hope family that were massacred in this mansion on the edge of a cliff. Freaking, like, loved that setting. It being on a literal cliffside gave it that an edge, pun intended. And I really thought that, like, the setting was really clever. Characters were good. I picked up on what was happening, but I think you're meant to. Like, I think there was still some really good twists. What I will say about this, which was refreshing, is that the twists that kept coming for the last, like, 50, 100 pages, they weren't too ridiculous. And sometimes I feel like Riley Sager can be a little bit ridiculous with his twists. Oh, my cat's coming in the corner there. And so I thought they were really good, but the main twist, I picked up on that little nugget that he dropped in there. I picked up on it, and the character didn't. That was my only thing, was like, how the hell did Kit not pick up on that, what I just read and heard? Like, because I can't even talk about it because I don't want to spoil it. But so I could see from then on, that moment, especially because Kit didn't pick up on it as the character, that I was like, okay, I see where this is going now. And it went where I thought it was going, but then there were some really good twists after that, and I thought they were really cleverly done, all weaved into the story and made sense. Thank God, I love twists that make sense. So that was really good. I thought the characters were great. There were some unlikable ones. There were some really good ones. I liked that Kit, our main character, wasn't a fucking idiot. Because so often in thriller novels, I find female main characters, especially written by men, are often dumb. They make stupid decisions. And I don't really think she did. I actually thought she was good. And you could tell sometimes she was blindsided and making poorer decisions because of her guilt and her own issues that she was imprinting on the situation at the Hope Mansion, like, if that makes sense. And I was like, that's a very human thing to do. That's a normal thing. She's seeing parallels between her life and Lenora Hope, and it's causing her to have blurred vision for what is actually happening. So I really enjoyed that. I thought that was very cleverly done. My only gripe, and I actually thought this was going to be a 5-star book at one point, but my only gripe is that it was too long. There were times that I really thought, okay, it could have been shaved down a good 50 pages. It was only about 400, just under 400 pages, which isn't long, but it felt like long for this particular kind of thriller. So I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I gave into the hype a little bit and bought it. And I highly suggest, especially if you like a murder mystery with a thrilling element and a bit of horror, definitely some horror, and it just had a bit of everything. I don't know. I loved the concept of a wheelchair-bound elderly woman who cannot speak wanting to tell her story. And anyway, yeah, really good. So I have now started The Night Guest. I started this straight after finishing because I was like, I'm on a roll now. I'm going to do it. I'm about 70 pages into that. It is a translated novel, so it's set in Reykjavik. And it started really well. What I will say is, like, it's a little bit disjointed. Like, sometimes translated books aren't always translated well, but the chapters are so short. Sometimes it's like one paragraph, and it's just demonstrating. It's only like 180 pages, so I can't really expect it to be as fleshed out as The Only One Left was, but it is a bit jarring going from maybe that to this. So I'm just trying to find my groove with it, but I'm intrigued to see what happens with it. Like, our main character is going to the doctors because she keeps waking up with bruises and pain and fatigue, and she says she sleeps through the night, but like, she's like, why am I tired? Why am I exhausted? I think she's got, as she does what we all do, where she Googles her symptoms and whatever, and eventually because she's like, well, I'll exercise more and whatever, so she buys a pedometer watch to track herself so she can get her 10,000 steps, because she's like, maybe that'll make me feel better. And then one morning she wakes up and her watch says she's done 44,000 steps. And she's like, well, it's faulty. Anyway, so that's where I'm up to, is her trying to figure out what's happening with where the hell she's going in the evening. So yeah, I reckon I can smash this one out today and tomorrow, and I think that will be this reading vlog done. But anyway, I'll give you another reading update when I have one. Bye! So you've already met Violet in this vlog, and I thought I'd introduce you to Beanie. Look at this baby. She loves the library. This is her favourite room in the house. I hope this is bringing ASMR goodness. Oh, she wants to chew on the microphone. That's a bit much. She's fully, like, rubbing on the camera. So this is where I hang out and talk about books. And I hang out with Beanie a lot of the time. She loves books. Here she is. No. No. Boop. She wants to be a friend. Oh. Okay. Look at this angel. This is very important book content, by the way, but so beautiful. Stop licking the microphone, bro. Okay. Beautiful girl. I have finished The Night Guest. I did enjoy it. It was very easy to read, a little horror novella set in Reykjavik. And I don't know if maybe it was just that the translation was a bit clunky. It didn't really work for me, or if it was how it was actually written in its original language. Maybe it's just this author. It was a very unusual little book. Like, there's a lot in there. It packs a little punch, but very unusual. A lot for you to fill in. You fill in the blanks a lot when you're reading it, which I don't mind. But yeah, it was okay. Maybe a 3-star for me. I just love this cover so much that I can't get rid of it until I find something that gives off the same vibes and I can replace. It wasn't like a wow moment for me, this book. And the ending was very abrupt and didn't explain much. Again, fine, but I don't know, it didn't do it for me. Maybe personally. There's a lot to be said maybe about mental health. There was definite moments, like some of the chapters were literally like a line, a paragraph max. And it felt like you were really spiraling with the main character. And so I did really enjoy that because it was like you're spiraling and your paranoia is getting worse and worse and worse and you're falling into this deep well of paranoia. And I did enjoy that. The sense of dread is palpable for sure. Like I said, I just didn't vibe with the ending, unfortunately. But I do love a little horror novella, especially one set in such a cold, spooky place. And so yeah, 3 stars for me, I think. And that is my only reading update for you. That is all from me for this reading vlog. I successfully finished 4 books, so I'm happy with that. The best out of the bunch was definitely it was equal between the Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre and The Only One Left Shock Horror. I really enjoyed a Riley Sager book, and I think it's the best one for sure that I've read of his. And yeah, I'm happy with this. I am now into my December reading, so the next time you see me, we'll be reading my Christmassy books, and I'll take you along for that. Trying to finish strong for 2025, my reading goals, and then yeah, see what the new year holds for us. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of the books I read or any suggestions you have for future reading vlogs, because this was really fun and I think I'm going to do more of these for sure. If you're still here, you're a real one, and I'd love it if you hit subscribe and like on this video. Helps me out a lot, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!